Hi guys, today we're in session with
Tom Coyne.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Voice of Scotland session here at the Banshee Labyrinth in sponsorship and partner with Links Radio. Massive thank you, Tom. Thank you for coming down.
Thanks for having me, man.
Let's just get a wee bit in for everyone at home. What's your story? Let's hear a wee bit about you.
Alright, interesting story about me, because I've been travelling for most of my life. Travelling with a very Irish music-inspired family. All of my family has been very musical in the past. For instance, my granddad, he was involved with the Liverpool Ceilidh band for a while. His Eamon Coyne Sr. His influence kind of goes all over the place in the trad scene, as does my dad, the other Eamon Coyne, and like Mick and Terry, the rest of them. Even my mum doing all this kind of like folky stuff. My sister sang for a while, then she disappeared to Kenya to be a primary school teacher. But that's been a part of my life for my life, and it's definitely something that shaped me. Of anything that I could have chosen to do in my life, it's always been my main influence. So the moment I became an adult, I was travelling, I was playing. I can't actually imagine myself doing anything else.
So what you're really saying is all your songs are kind of storytelling songs, things you've gone through in life, things you've experienced.
Yeah, I have been called a storyteller in the past. I have a tendency of just literally stopping gigs and just talking for a while.
Nothing wrong with that. I like going to shows that like allow that little bit of insight and get to know the artist a bit more.
Yeah, a lot of my songs do tell stories. Well, some of them tell stories. Some of them are trying to connect to other people. Because there's this special thing, like if you're feeling a certain feeling and you want to get that out. If suddenly you realise that there's even like one or two people that hear your lyrics, that can then entirely understand where you're coming from, and it means something to them.
Yeah,
that makes everything worthwhile.
Oh yeah, completely. If you can find something that is a hook or a point that can make another person really connect to that song.
Yeah.
Give them that either that emotional connection, that memory, or just even sharing the feeling that you're having.
Exactly. Yeah, you can get a song where you might write it about one thing, but then somebody can listen to it across the fucking world. Pardon the language. And they can think, oh, this reminds me of that time I was in pain. Yeah. Another person thinks, this reminds me of the time I was sad, this reminds me of the time I was happy.
Yeah.
This reminds me of this, X, Y, and Z. But they're connecting to it.
Yeah, if the music is approachable by multiple people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what music is about. It is telling a story half the time.
So, I mean, as obviously you got your history with travelling around and being part in the storytelling and the Irish scene, all these kind of things. You've also taken part in quite a few different musical acts as well. You've taken part in some bands and some projects and such as well.
I have, yeah. A lot of the projects that I've been a part of, most of the time it's people like asking me if I want to join the band. For instance, for 2 years I was running with Devil's Queen.
Yeah.
They're still going to this day, by the way. Check them out. Right now I'm in a band called the Gallowgate Murders.
All right, wow.
Which is actually an interesting project because we're putting the whole Irish trad scene together with punk, which has definitely been done before.
Yeah, yeah.
But, the way we're doing it is we've got a male and female vocalists working together, so we're doing melodies throughout the entire thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. Then I've been involved with 1,000,001 projects apart from that. Usually all my own ideas, and I have a tendency of not working well with others, so I've had to try and sort that out.
Stamp on yourself a wee bit.
It was like, oh, you can't do this, or you don't have the right influences, I'm scared to work with you in case you mess this up, all this kind of stuff.
Biting your tongue at every turn.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, especially if you're going to do the female and male vocal harmonies the whole way through. I mean, that's a lot of preparation and work and rehearsal. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that. I mean, like, two singers sounding good together is one thing, but how they get to that point is a lot of work.
Yeah, especially if you consider like the kind of band that we're doing in the the instruments we've got involved. For instance, she's going to be on the rhythm guitar. We've got a lead guitar, X, Y, and Z. But we've also got a bagpipe player. Occasionally plays the whistle, just so we don't corner ourselves into a certain key. I'll be playing the mandolin while I'm doing it as well. And I only started playing that about 2-3 months ago.
Wow.
I just kind of took to it because my dad plays it. But yeah, we were literally on a Skype call for about 2 hours since she lives over in Glasgow, just talking about everything we need to prepare ourselves for to do this and to make it go somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that kind of leads into the next area. Anyway, like, generally we talk about influences, what music you like, which inspires you to make the songs and put together bands and work with other people creatively in that kind of way. I mean, who would you say are major influences to you?
Again, with the whole like mass amounts of projects, it's a really difficult question to answer because I just listen to a band, it's like, I want to make a band like this, and listen to another band, I want to make a band like this, and it's the total polar opposite. So, for instance, my solo stuff, which I'll be playing for you today.
Yep.
A lot of the influence from that comes from more of the Irish and trad scene. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when it comes to my songwriting lyrics, of course, it's going to be songwriting lyrics. It's not going to be flute lyrics. They come from like a variety of places. Like one of my favourite bands is 9 Inch Nails. Trent Reznor, the way he kind of shapes his words. I like Davey Havok from AFI, for instance. He does a lot of metaphors. There's a lot of poetry involved in his lyrics, or at least there used to be. So I take a lot from that. But the actual music side of things, solo guitar and so on. There's Jackson C. Frank. It was if anybody doesn't know this guy, by the way, check him out. He made, I think, one album before topping himself. It was a very, very depressing album, but the beauty in the music. Yeah, I know it's grim. The beauty of his guitar playing really kind of shaped the way I play.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. I really appreciate like your outlook on how you like working around your music. I know what you mean, especially with like other acts and artists. Like that whole like you hear something, you're like, I could do something like that. I could do that. Like,
I think every musician kind of has that. To be fair,
the enthusiasm is there. Like for myself, like I have a weird thing where I actually don't like. I don't like to imitate any music that I really, really like. I feel like, although copying is a form of flattery.
Like, you don't want to imitate anything. You always want your own sounds.
Yes.
But there's influences that are there.
But I love, like especially like from my music, everyone's like, oh, nice like rock, but I'll go home and listen to like some death metal and then follow up with some smooth jazz. I'll go to these.
I've literally at home, I've got a classical playlist that I play whenever I just can't be arsed. And just like put on some Beethoven and just chill the hell out.
Yeah. Tell us what you're doing now. What are you currently up to? You're saying you've been travelling around quite a bit. You're now back in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, again, a lot of the travelling just kept me like on my toes. I was playing as I was going, but obviously while I was doing that, I didn't have much time to do any recordings, do any songwriting. 2019, quite an interesting year is coming up. As I said, I've started the project Gallowgate Murders. But then there's my solo project, which we're technically talking about now. There's a lot happening there right now. We're currently in the process of recording a new EP, which is called Bad People with Good Intentions.
I like the name.
It's essentially just named after my friends and myself. So I'm recording that just now. I've scrapped what I used to do with the backing band and stuff, trying to get a bit of energy in and making it a lot more pure. It will essentially just be me. There's one song that has a violin player on it, and that's it.
Stripping it back, keeping it to its roots.
Yeah. Well, I've always been fascinated with like, if you go look into like the old folk scene in like the 70s and stuff, where they just grab a guitar, they play all the little mistakes and nuances. They stay on the vinyl, and it makes it sound very pure. So I'm going for that. A
more vintage old style look, where like you're doing a live take in a room with the entire group, you're getting the actual feel of the track.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people that always say, oh, you should do this, you should do that, you should do that. Like get another guitarist in, get bass player involved in this, or use this pedal and this pedal. And it's never been something that's really stuck with me. So I'm trying to do that pure aspect. So
Yeah.
once this is recorded, we'll be doing a video for the song that I'm about to play. Couldn't put a time on when that's going to be coming out because plans can change.
No worries.
But
Don't rush anything good.
yeah, roughly towards the end of the summer, we plan on doing a tour.
Awesome.
Roughly around the same kind of places that I have been doing. For instance, around Scotland, Midlands of England. I've never gone down south just because it's been too expensive. So, so I'm going to try and do that. I say that I've gone on tour in like the east coast of America, but in my head it's like, oh, London, expensive pints.
Unless someone's buying them for you.
Yeah. If I can, I'm going to try and take the tour out to Scandinavia because I've noticed for instance, my music Facebook page, Facebook/Tom Coyne Music. Shameless self-promotion. It's got a lot of sudden followers around places like Norway, for instance. I got like a couple of hundred just randomly appear.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Granted, I do know a couple of people there, so they must have shared something about. So I'm definitely going to take it there.
Well, you kind of hit my next point. I was going to say, where can people find your music? If anyone's watching or listening, where can they find your music? Where is your music available? And or obviously with the new EP and project you're doing, where will it be available?
Once the EP is done, I will be on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, just look up Tom Coyne on Spotify. Until then, for any form of news or where to find my songs, you can go on to, again, Facebook/Tom Coyne Music. I'm also on SoundCloud/Tom-Coyne and tomcoyne.bandcamp.
Oh, brilliant! So you're on there as well, so people can donate and give you a bit of support.
Yeah, if you so choose.
Yeah, definitely.
Half the songs on that are actually for free, and the other ones are just my singles.
Oh, cool! You got them
which
out
are
for free.
Yeah, the other ones are my singles, which are for practically pennies. I think I've got them for like 40 pence.
Oh,
just sort of try and keep myself going. 'Cause, again, the music industry is a cruel mistress when it comes to that kind of thing. I don't think anybody ever expects to make money, but we do need it to keep going.
Yes, definitely. So Tom, today you're going to perform for us one of your new songs. Is going to be on the next EP, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be the lead single for the new EP.
So I believe it's called A Lost Generation.
It is indeed.
What's the story behind the song?
The story behind this is, I'd say, interesting. It's one of the very few songs which isn't actually about me. I do actually notice, like half my songs like, wah, I'm depressed, wah, my girlfriend left me, me. And in my head, it was like, oh, somebody can relate to this, like I said earlier. And A Lost Generation is honestly probably a song that a lot of people could relate to, especially around sort of my age group. Like, for instance, I'm 28. Anybody that was born in like the 90s and so on, we were millennials. We're stuck in this gap where our parents are used to one kind of lifestyle, and they give us all of this information about how to go out into the world, and it doesn't matter. Once you actually get there, everything has changed from what they used to. And then you've got the generation above us, which are like used to continuously being on their phones. We were brought up in this divide, for lack of a better word, where nothing makes sense. We've been told one thing, we go out into the world, new things happen, and we're stuck. There's a lot of people that are unemployed, they're depressed, they don't know what to do with their life, they have no idea which direction to go in. You get people young going off, signing into the army and fighting a war that they don't know what it's about because they've got nothing else to do. This affects a lot of people, like me especially. Well, I wouldn't say especially, but personally it has affected me and a lot of other people. I felt like I needed to write something that people could relate to about that, to let them know that they're not the only person that's thinking this.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell do I do now? So if you listen more intently to some of the lyrics in the song, it caters to various things. For instance, the first verse mentions how you can't communicate with your parents anymore. Oh yeah, you don't feel appreciated. There is another verse which goes on about how you used to love life and you go out into the world and you're just not prepared for it. There's another verse which refers to how essentially when you were younger, your choices weren't your own. You went along with it because you thought it was the right thing to do, because the generation beforehand told you it was. This song is essentially a shout out to anybody that's feeling lost. A personal thing about this is something I don't really like to talk about, but I will. One of my very close friends.
You don't have to.
That's all right. One of my very close friends, Callum Anderson, died recently.
Sorry for the loss.
Cheers, man. So the songs kind of catered to him as well, because he was feeling everything that a lot of people are these days, but he thought he was alone in that.
Yeah.
He's not. There's a lot of people feeling the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's not been approached properly.
It has not, but it's coming on.
Well, hopefully with songs like this, it can give people a bit of comfort and give people the strength to talk.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Tom, once again, thank you so much for coming down and come doing the session with us.
No problem.
If you're listening online, please head over and check out the video on YouTube. If you are listening online, thank you very much. Once again, you can get Tom on his Facebook, and he's going to have the Spotify and everything else coming up. If you head over to the YouTube, you can check out all the links will be there for everything. So please do that. Tom, thank you once again. Very nice to have you here. And
Thank you very much, Richy.
This is A Lost Generation.
Sins of a lifetime, promises nothing. Father's expecting so much. My daughter and mother can look at each other. She doesn't know that she's loved. So where do we go? Oh, where do we go from here? Where do we go? Oh, where do we go from here? You choose to fight. Did you feel free when you marched to the drums of the damned? Said it's alright, kid, just do as I did. There's no more we can teach. So where do we go? Oh, where do we go from here? Where do we go? Oh, where do we go from here? We used to have fire, you used to love, and your love made me not wanna change. But nobody want me, life can get lonely. Fortune just follows the brave. So where do we go? Oh, where do we go from here? And where do we go? Oh, where do we go from here? stay and listen and ask yourself, where will you go?